Hi, my name is Barbara Allan. I am author of the book Conquering Arthritis. It's been the #1 best-selling arthritis book on Amazon.com for over 8 years. Today, I'll be talking about Soccas. There are many different names for this type of crepe, but it's a street food that's very popular in Latin America. The reason I was interested in trying to make it originally was because I was looking for bready things that were gluten-free. In fact, one of my clients was really wanting crepes, and he said, I can't have gluten, I have a severe intolerance to gluten, what can I have instead? And these are pretty darn good. Now I just like them because they're so wonderful. So what you start with is garbanzo bean flour. I'm using some garbanzo bean flour made from Bob's Red Mill. So 1 cup of garbanzo bean flour. Then 1 cup of water. And then 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil. And this is what's traditionally used to make these types of thin pancakes. I like to think of them as crepes, and again, Soccas is one of the names that's used within Latin America to refer to these. But if you have a sensitivity to olive oil, then you can use any kind of oil that agrees with you. So 1 tablespoon olive oil. And then traditionally you can add a little bit of chopped cilantro or rosemary. If you know for any reason that those ingredients don't agree with you, leave them out. They're still delicious without it. And then traditionally, just a little bit of salt. So I've got sea salt here. And what you want to do is mix up the batter. And if for some reason you had a sensitivity reaction against chickpea flour, chickpea is another name for garbanzo beans, so if you had a sensitivity to chickpeas or garbanzo beans, there are many other types of bean flours that you could also use. They'll have a little bit different flavor, but often in Indian restaurants you can find urad dal or tur dal flour or other types of lentils that have been ground up and made into flour. So any kind of bean flour or lentil flour will also work for this recipe. So then you need to, once you've got this batter mixed up, you need to let it rest for at least 15 minutes. But if you make it up today and then don't use it till tomorrow and just set it in the fridge, then you'll have a very smooth, creamy pancake. So again, just like with the rice pancake video that I also made, this is a batter you can make up ahead of time, and the longer you let it sit, the smoother and creamier the results will be. So I'm going to let this sit for a little while before we make the crepes. Now it's time to make our crepes, or Soccas. Traditionally, Soccas are actually baked in the oven, and come out something like a tortilla. I'm going to use it in a cast iron pan with a little bit of olive oil. You can make them thin like a crepe. You can make them a little thicker like a tortilla, and you can also cook them until they're stiff. Baking works best for that, and use it for a pizza crust. So I've just added a little olive oil. Poured the batter in the already preheated pan. We'll cook it just like a thin pancake. Usually takes about 3 minutes. This one has a consistency similar to a thin pancake. If you want to make it very crepe-like, just add a little bit more water before you put the batter in the pan. It's starting to smell really delicious now. It'll have a much stronger flavor than a crepe made with just plain white flour. So you may or may not like that flavor. But if you like it, then you're really going to love it. Personally, I like it quite a bit, and traditionally it's served with a little bit of salt and some freshly ground pepper. Some of my clients have a sensitivity to pepper, so if you know that you're sensitive to pepper, it's still very good without the pepper. If you love pepper, then it goes fantastically well with the chickpea pancakes or crepes. So here we have the finished Soccas. It's totally delicious. It's wonderful. You can use it for many different things. Pizza crust, you can use it for crepes, you can use it for a pancake, you can use it in place of a tortilla. You can just eat it plain because it's so good. I have other gluten-free alternatives as well if you're eating gluten-free and you'd like to expand your bread alternatives. So, hope you enjoyed these other videos that I've made as well. This is so good. It's almost too hot to eat. It's so good.